Ironton drywall and panel hoist, 150-pound capacity. Got it right here. We're going to unbox it, put it together, and possibly give it a little bit of use. Coming up. I'm Roger, and not in the shop, but at the renovation house, and it's drywall time. Need to put some drywall on the ceiling, and no, there's not a great deal of it, but when you're doing it pretty much by yourself, it's a little bit hard to hold those up. And yes, you can make the dead man stands, and there's other little tricks, but these are not that expensive. This is the Ironton 150-pound drywall and panel hoist. Bought it from Northern Tool. It's $154. I looked at this one, and I looked at the one from Harbor Freight, which is $224. Other than the brand names, they're identical. So there's quite a bit of savings there by going with the one at Northern Tool. Of course, it was on sale. And no, this is not a big commercial. If you do this for a living, you want to get something a lot better than these things here. But for what I need to do here, this will work out just perfect. And when I'm done with it, I will probably sell it, because I don't intend to keep on doing projects like this. I don't like doing things overhead if I don't have to. Getting old, if you know what I mean. So we're going to get this thing unboxed and put it together and see what all's involved in assembly. It says easy assembly. We're going to find out. There, we got bubble wrap. Grandkids will play with that later. And lots of pieces to take out here. And there's a little instruction manual there. This has been in my truck overnight, and it's cold. We'll get all these pieces unpacked here and see about putting this thing together. Well, you get rid of some trash here to make some room. Okay, assembly of this should be somewhat simple here. I'm sitting on the floor, and the first thing it tells you to do is set the base on the floor. That's probably a good place for it. And press down the slag yoke ring on the inner leg. Which I do not, oh, there it is. And we have it like so. And so, yeah, it says to keep it from rolling around while you're putting it together, lock the casters, so that's probably a good idea. Just making sure that's locked. Now we set the frame assembly into the V-angles on the tripod base. That's this heavy pup here. And it is heavy. It locks in once you get it down into position. Something that you'll notice that when you're putting this together is there's a little piece that sticks up that needs to go inside of this angle, and then there's a piece here that goes over the top of this other angle to keep this sturdy. And the first time I'd put it down, I didn't have it aligned quite right, and it was leaning a little bit, so I noticed it wasn't correct. So, little hint there. And move the wheel to the working position. Down here. Okay, when it's fully extended away from the frame, release the brake handle and swing the safety hook away so it no longer secures the telescoping sections inside the frame housing. Of course, that's out of camera view, so I'm going to have to re-aim the camera. Turn this around a little bit so you can see this is a safety hook here. Then we attach the cradle to the arm assembly. Now we put in the cross arms. And as you probably heard, the little spring snap into place there. This is going to be interesting trying to use this in that little bathroom. This is almost as big as the bathroom is. Test for function. Raise and lower the cradle. Oh, obviously it goes up. There's a handle down here you pull up to release it. Let it back down. Then to rotate it, there's a pin here that gets pulled, which lets it rotate down. And to be able to rotate the panel down, there's a pin back here you pull out and allow you to rotate this to load your sheet on it. And you can just rotate this back up, stick this pin back in. There's a little hitch pin clip here, a little safety, just like that. Just checking this here for function to make sure that it locks in every so often. That would be in the event the cable would break, this will come in and catch it. Just like that. Yeah, there is a handle here that goes on the top. Right here is a couple bolts you take out and then put back down through the holes, tighten up. It gives you something to grab to pull this back down when it's in the horizontal position. I should say vertical position. And of course, not being in the shop, I don't have any wrenches here, so we're going to use the universal electrician's wrench, which is a pair of channel locks. That way when you tilt your panel here, you'll have a handle to grab to pull it back down. These are extensions for length. And they have a couple of holes here. And there's a little spring right here that you pull back. Allows you to slide these in and out to where you need them to be. Then the lock. Since I'm going to have to move this into a small room, I'm not going to have these in there right now, but that's how they operate. There's one for each side. So I guess my next thing to do here will be to get this relocated into the bathroom if it'll fit in there. This is going to be interesting, trying to see if I can even get it in there. But that'll be my test point. I'll be starting in there. I like to start in here, but all the drywall for the bathroom is on the floor in here. So I can't really start in here on the ceiling. So there's my little unboxing and assembly of this Ironton drywall lift. As I said, I compared this to the Harbor Freight. Other than this one being orange, the Harbor Freight one being red, and about a $50 difference. Maybe it's more than that, because that was $224 at Harbor Freight. This was $154 at Northern Tool. So yeah, a little more than $50 there. But this will certainly do the job, and I'll be getting on with this as soon as I get a little bit of help here. But as I said, this is the unboxing and assembly. If you've ever used one of these before, it's pretty straightforward putting this together, and actually figuring out how to use it is very simple. You just simply pull this pin, you turn this horizontal or vertical like this, you load your sheet on it, take it back to the horizontal position, put your safety pin in, and proceed to raise it up. Like so. And that'll hold that up there and you're not fighting it. And I've done plenty of that fighting stuff over the years, so won't miss that a bit. So anyway, if you got something out of this little assembly video, appreciate getting a thumbs up. It always helps the channel. And of course, we're always looking for subscribers. The next is that subscribe button's a little bell. You ring that bell, you'll be notified when I post another video. Otherwise, I'm Roger. In the renovation house, drywall lift. Going to get a little help here shortly. Going to get busy. See you in the next one. Thanks for watching.